Hello and welcome back. We are here playing Spain in Victoria 3. I think we're going to be really having a bit of a pop-off this episode, but let's talk about it. So last episode, we had a war with Great Qing. We got war reps from them. That was the big one. And then we had a war that included Great Britain over Haiti. And so far, we've been having actually a tremendous amount of problem with Great Britain. They keep joining against us, and they keep, like, forcing us to capitulate. Or not necessarily forcing us to capitulate, but I actually played through the first 10 minutes of this episode where we were fighting Venezuela. Or actually, let's talk about a couple other things that are going on first. Why our economy is going to pop off, and then we'll talk about Venezuela. So here, you notice the population is starting to get negative since we were able to pass multiculturalism. And this is great because this migration, where it's going, now that we have multiculturalism, it's going to the mainland, which is making our labor cheaper in all of these buildings, for example, and we're getting fully employed in places where we have the max throughput bonus, and we have it now when we didn't before because we got the very important tech shift work, which allows it to go all the way up to 51, and so we will be trying to 51 some buildings in here, and we will also be trying to expand the military. Now let's talk about the military situation and what's going on here. So currently, the way this war played out, we attempted this once, and then we got 15 minutes in, and then we got enforced on. And the way that war exhaustion is calculated now is so much different. Where just nabbing one of the war goals will allow you to enforce here. What had happened is Great Britain joined, and they had like banned slavery or whatever, and then independence for Venezuela, and we eventually just got enforced on, we got enforced on entirely on the back of them controlling one of the war goals. I think just having Venezuela, or maybe they landed where they wanted to enforce banning slavery. I can't remember. And then we just got negative like 8 ticking war score from our casualties alone. So 1.2.1 definitely changes how you need to look at war in a pretty big way that I think is pretty good, because if you lose a few battles and you have a lot of casualties, you just get wrecked. As long as you're winning battles, it doesn't matter that you have, or it matters less that you have casualties, but when you lose a few battles or you're losing most of the battles, you just get stomped. And so this makes I think defending fronts a lot better, because you're much more likely to win battles when you're defending fronts. So we're going to mobilize, and we are going to put on everyone onto this. We're going to put one of these guys onto this front, and we are going to make him, he's got Woodland Commander. This guy seems pretty good for this then. And then this guy, of course that guy actually died when we were playing. We're going to put both these guys on the New Granada front, expecting them to come in here. And now we have like a really hard time landing Great Britain, right? And there's not too much to be done about it, except for we're going to stop trying to land England, and we're instead going to try and land this strategic region, because England is just keeping most of their guys at home. We can't enforce on them unless we try and take their stuff. It's creating this weird situation where it's very difficult for us to do much. We can sway, but this sway is like broken, telling us we can sway a bunch of people, but we can't. Great Britain's probably going to join them. We have been struggling a tremendous amount with the Great Britain, like, doing this. I think they landed the Philippines, which might have been why we got enforced on so quickly, but there's not much we can do about them landing the Philippines. And so we're going to put in war goals on Great Britain. We're going to, let's see, could liberate Panama from New Granada. Don't hate this. We can liberate Newfoundland. We could actually land Newfoundland. So maybe we want to liberate Newfoundland because this is actually something we could do. And then we're trying to get war reps from New Granada. And I think this way, see, we can't land Great Britain. We just can't do it. And I think when we try and do it, we just lose too many men trying to do that landing. I don't think this is what we want to do, but we can liberate Newfoundland pretty easily. And we could also, like, we can land in places pretty easily. We can liberate Jamaica, if my geography is all right. And we can liberate Bahamas. So why don't we liberate Jamaica as well? And then we won't put war reps in the market because we can't we're not going to land them. Not this war. But man, oh man, has this been so much more interesting with war, because now you have to think about, you know, are you going to enforce like these types of things? We're going to put the 29 stack here and try and clean this up. If they assign a bunch of people to this front, we'll assign a lot more, or we'll just promote this guy a ton, and then he will, of course, be leading a bunch of guys. Instead, And so we'll split it. We will also make sure to land Venezuela early here as well. We have enough for a consumption tax. We will be trying to like double construction over the course of this episode, so let's put in a consumption tax. We'll put it on porcelain, and we will also come in and go to the construction centers and upgrade the steel frame buildings. Open earth process, very nice. Let's do it. So we are going to try and land Newfoundland. I don't think we need a particularly big guy, so we're going to recruit a new general, I think, here. And we will... Why don't we recruit... This guy looks nice. The supply requisitions expert might be nice, though. So let's just do him. And we will... First thing, we will try and land with a 70 stack on Venezuela to make sure we enforce the primary war goal. Then we'll land Jamaica and Newfoundland with a smaller army. We'll just take the minus enactment chance. This is a bit unfortunate of a tick, but it is what it is. Why don't we put this guy on this front for now? Just to try and occupy Great Britain a little bit. And we're going to try and land, I think, whichever one of these guys has Woodland Combat Expert, which is Claudio. Shout out to Claudio. We're going to try and land here. And we quickly get enforcement in there. So they will move to another front automatically. We, of course, will be using one of these bigger stacks to try and land Jamaica, land Newfoundland, get the enforcement off. We will be able to decay them below 0 because we do not need to take the capital for this. And so hopefully we can get in without... we also don't mind banning slavery, but we do mind giving independence to Venezuela. We want to annex them. So I think it's maybe a first things first type of thing, where we're just going to go after Venezuela first. Especially because, you know, I think that Great Britain's going to go for the Philippines here. We can't stop them because we can't really stop a landing very easily. And so... We should be winning these battles, though, pretty comfortably, but they're not significant battles. And UK just doesn't commit. The AI just doesn't commit to, like, these fronts. And we can't land them because all their troops are at home. So the AI is, I don't want to say smart, but it's certainly different than it used to be. We're switching up to steel frame buildings. We are trying to up construction. Hopefully, obligation owed to us by the Manchuria has expired. This is unfortunate. We are bankrolling. I wish when you were bankrolling you couldn't lose an obligation, but you can. That sucks because we could change them into the customs union now off that. Not something worth loading over, but it is a bit unfortunate. Why don't we check all of our bankrolls now then, I guess. Ethiopia, we have the customs union. I think they're defending the borders, so we can't do anything there. We have an obligation with Brazil, and we're close to being able to protectorate them, but not quite yet. For Shaanxi, we have an obligation. We can't protectorate them, and we have customs union, so I guess we're just chilling. Mexico, we have an obligation. We have a customs union, and we're super close to protectorating them, but not quite yet. And for you guys are probably defending the borders, because that's how the more regressive societies do. And you guys do not, we do not have a thing yet. Did we fail our landing, or what? Looks like, oh, it looks like our general died. Alright. Fair play. We'll promote this guy once, mobilize him, put him over here, and then we'll land with our big guy. Or I guess, here. We'll promote you a bit, and then land with you. Instead, because our General Boyo died, unfortunately. And let's see, I guess you have to be kind of more mindful of the casualties relative to the casualties taken. We can tick below 0 here. So we do have to be mindful. We are losing exhaustion, but we have to have war goals enforced on them because they cannot be decayed below unless we like have some of their dirt. So looks like they fended off a couple. They fended off one of our things. I think it's because our general died. You just auto lose or something like this. Maybe not. Maybe they actually fended us off. In which case we're maybe in bad shape here for this one. Like we're gonna enforce on New Granada before we develop a front through New Granada. Not going to do a defensive pact with Persia. So we'll give them powerful protectors. I wonder how much the casualties of this matter. Let's see. Looks like we're getting another landing attempt. This one looks to be like it's going to be successful. And we are making money again, and we don't mind deficit spending through this, so we're going to switch to steel frame. And now we're losing money, which is perfect. They're going to build up more of the steel stuff in the auto queue, which is a majority of our construction ability. We will put a couple more. We will go max economies of scale throughput bonus there. We'll put a couple railways at the front. And we'll take another look here. I think you definitely have to be a bit more mindful of what's going on in wars now. But I really love the changes. Yeah, so they're getting a huge decay because the huge amount of casualties relative to what they have available. And so now the landing should be pretty easy. I guess we just need to expand the military a whole lot in order to fight Great Britain. You know? So we'll probably try and do this, but we are trying to up construction and like double-ish it. Because our economy is not even the biggest economy in the game. You know, Great Britain has a bigger economy than us, so we should not be able to field an army bigger than theirs. We get restricted child labor, though. So we need to up our bureaucracy quite a bit. We're going to put 4 of those at the front of the queue. Should be pretty comfortable. And we are getting a landing off here. And a whole bunch of people are on this front. Now, when are you going to stop being considered a landing? Or are you currently landing and someone else is also, an ally is landing? We're going to take this off and try and land Haiti, because we do want to enforce there. We're going to land with Alberto. Why cannot we put... He's currently engaged in... Oh, so he was the landing attempt, but now he doesn't have support or something? I think we're going to enforce on them in just a second anyways. So it's critical we get a couple of the war goals so we can tick the UK below 0. Now, UK has a bunch more, and we are exhausting faster than they are, but hopefully when we get both the war goals... No, we're not okay with just doing that, but I suppose that they probably occupied the Philippines? No, they haven't. But we do have a front with Great Britain now. I think we are going to delete the barracks that are here. And then we're going to swap the PMs to our most common. So we're going to go state actions. Love this button. We're just going to do this. We're also going to do it with Costa Rica, North Borneo. Yeah, I love that button so much. So, are you okay with your infrastructure? For the most part. We're going to put a port here because they're almost out of infrastructure. And hopefully we can get this landing off here. Maybe we should have 2 admirals so that we can do multiple landings at once. But I currently like just having the really big boyo. I really, really wish you could give a peace offer while you were receiving one. I think this is a very annoying feature. We again are trying to up construction. It looks like we might be doubling it today. But the wars with Great Britain have been much more interesting. I think also our ability to expand the economy is severely hindered by the auto queue. And I think that this is a good thing. Or it's like, it forces us to play a little bit more like the AI, which makes it a bit more interesting. Like, I think that if we were in full control of the queue, we probably would have surpassed their economy by now. Sorry, let's, we're gonna go identification documents and then malaria prevention. And so the hope is that, this is already spread, but the hope is we can kind of get this, actually let's just go malaria prevention. It is ahead of time because we have 3 more techs, but I think just getting malaria prevention ahead of time is really, really useful. Identification documents is okay, but we'll just go malaria prevention, and then we'll look to our tech spread to kind of catch us up. Looks like we're making a ton more money, so I think we can swap all these over. Although part of that is the queue is not full. Why is the queue not full? Is it whose construction is it that's limited? The government or the private? The government? It's not the government construction. The railway and boulevard has a negative. I hate this bug so much. It's trying to build a railway and boulevard. It cannot. Because there's too much... because there's too much devastation there, so it's negative now. So we will encourage relief in Bolivar and try and get rid of the turmoil. We also, I think, want to incorporate all these. So let's do that. Because they are only 5-year incorporations. And then we can up our institutions, both education and colonial affairs. We'll run a bureaucratic deficit, but we have bureaucracy things. Oh, we don't have it in the queue anymore. Why don't we just add a couple more of these at the end? They are... oh, no, they're employing up. Yeah, so that solved the problem. Our convoys are getting sunk, which is unfortunate. We do land there, so now we're going to try and land Newfoundland, because again, we're trying to release Newfoundland. And they are decaying not as fast as us. Or was that 1.9 versus... 1.9 versus 1.9, exactly the same. Wild. But we are going to have trouble. But we've fully occupied them, so maybe they will accept something like this. Now, why don't you want to accept that? Liberate Jamaica as part of the war goal? It seems like you should accept that. Yeah, so like you see this railway, it's just breaking the entire private construction queue, which is another reason not to play. I think the next run I start, I'm going to just have full control of the queue because I'm tired of this sort of bug. We just have to wait for the whatever to go down, but it's currently just breaking our construction. We are not just going to capitulate. We are trying to enforce on you, my friend. I hate that they can be ticked below 0, or we can be ticked below 0, but they can't. I think that this is... because they haven't occupied the territory, but I think we will try and see if we can expand construction of some stuff. We're gonna need more glass. We're gonna need more steel. Although I don't think that's... yeah, I think this is the place where we have tall steel. Or that is a place where we have tall steel. But look, it's only using 249 of the construction because this is what we have control of. And it's not using any of the private construction because it's bricked by this stupid railway, which has too much devastation, so they have too many negative modifiers, and we can't remove it from the queue. Very frustrating. Looks like we are getting a landing off on here, though, for Newfoundland. We want to try and release... but it looks like we're just going to get enforced on again. Brutal. We got enforced on to... we don't really mind giving up the slavery bit, but we had the same thing happen in... but we just can't land... we can't land UK proper. But it looks like they're decaying faster now, because we control all the war goals. And we are decaying kind of slow. But they're not really amenable to that anyways. I don't think we're gonna land... we can try landing up north, but I think that we just take a bunch of casualties and then we get enforced on. Like if we try and land up here. And now 3/4 of our construction is just bricked because this railway and boulevard, which is really just stupid. Yeah, we want to liberate Newfoundland kind of a little bit more than the other one. Maybe we can get it late. I just don't think we can do it. We're going to try for the Highlands, though, I guess. We do have a really large navy, so... And finally, it starts going. Of course, it's taking 275 weeks for this. But it is a product of the devastation decreasing. I don't want to forget that I put down a decree there, so I am going to take off the emergency relief and instead put in a consumption tax. Running a ton of consumption taxes because we have a ton of authority. And now we would love to be able to like offer or check what the peace deals look like, but we can't. And we can't just decline this straight up, which is really annoying. I think we're going to try and expand the military some more here, though. I think we're going to try and go up to 250. So let's go this, and that's 210, so we need 40 more. There's 20, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's another 20, so that's 250. We're expanding the military by. We'd really want this peace deal offer to go away so we could offer a new deal before we get enforced on, while they are significantly, well, they have a significant negative. You know, obligation owed to us by Peru, Bolivia expired. That's fine. I mean, we still got our main war goal of Venezuela, and I think that, like, we're at 0 infamy, so just ending the war now would be fine as well. But we want to try and get something. We're not going to get anything. Man, they just won't take it. There's a minus 200 modifier. Why is this minus so much? Like, we are in full control of there and Jamaica. Maybe we can... I mean, we're just going to clap their navy here. And we have a ton of convoys anyway. So we're not super concerned about them sinking our convoys. How much are they decaying? They're decaying 3. We're decaying 2.8. So we're gonna lose it first. But maybe we just get something done here. If we get a really lucky roll, maybe we can enforce on them. We would love to do Newfoundland. I mean, this is a significant difference. Yeah, this isn't gonna work. We're just gonna get clapped in this battle. I mean, so usually there's 2 battles, but now we're losing a ton on war exhaustion, a ton more than them. Now, why is this? Because we've taken a bunch of casualties with this landing, I think. Might be part of it. Mining accident. We're trying to juice them up. So I think we just capitulate here. And give them what they want. Really obnoxious, but perhaps fair and a good system. Very difficult. We, of course, can declare a new war now, and we want to. So, what should we do? We want to annex them kind of as soon as possible. Kind of a little bit keen on annexing Argentina, to be honest, because we can incorporate all this territory. And it is a relatively high infamy war. And then I think after this, we can start colonizing this. And right now we are looking for more colonies. We think Austria just sides with us all natural. Now, here's the thing. Here's the rub. We're almost certainly going to have to fight Great Britain again then. Alright, we need a bigger navy, I think. It's just, the landings are impossible. And I don't want to go for the landing tech, because we're too far off landing crafts. Would love to get breach loading artillery, though. I don't know. I think we can annex them and just have to fight the UK again. And I think they, like, are generally good at, like, banning slavery, so this is fine. Brazil's on their side as well. That sucks. Hopefully they back down. We'll just ask for war reps from Brazil. I think we are bankrolling them. I think we could also support way more construction, so let's get into that. We are going to basically be doubling construction. Except we lost war reps from Qing, so that's a pretty big minus. Echoes of Revolution. More than happy for people to switch radical. Do we want him to lose popularity? Probably not. Yeah, let's have him gain popularity. And, of course, Great Britain joins against us. Oh, God. Alright, we're gonna put this guy here, and we're gonna try and think of what we want to take from Great Britain. Now, this war almost certainly pops off, right? And so... I think we want to conquer this, though. Gibraltar. How much... British Gibraltar... It's not in there. We could liberate a whole bunch of stuff out of Brazil and chop them down to size. I don't necessarily think this is good, though. I want to take Gibraltar off of them because I'm tired of this situation. But apparently we can't? I don't understand. We definitely have an interest. Is that part of a different region? Interest? A part of North Africa? We should have an interest in the region. Yeah, we have an interest. Iberia is formable. I discovered this like in the interim, and we actually need that to form Iberia. And I also think it's something we could take, right? Maybe we just try and liberate this stuff again. Actually, we want this guy stood down. We're gonna land with him. Oh, we do have a front over here now. I mean, we could go for this, I suppose. Did Great Britain get offered anything? Conquer Zululand. Not keen on that. That would cut off our access, so really can't let them get that. But how do we enforce on them? It's just like impossible to land them. Right? Because they just keep all their guys at home. Very, very tricky. I don't know. Who can we sway? Who can we really sway? We could sway Chile to actually get a front, which is nice. Now, if we offer them an obligation, I don't think they can depup it. So let's try this. Because this way we won't have to land them. Perfect. We have the 33 guy here. Or let's move the 33. Well, no. It looks like we could let the garrisons. No, we can't let the garrisons fight that. We can have this guy fight that and do that quickly. He is the garrisons. Okay. We'll support the radical movement because we have all the radical laws anyways. Oh, we don't have universal suffrage, so maybe that's not good. But we have guaranteed libs, we have rights of assembly, which they fairly like. We could switch to protected speech. Do want to eventually go private health insurance, but not yet. Do eventually want compulsory primary school. Why are we running so much negative bureaucracy? Let's just put this up to 21. I don't think we have places that... Ooh, where's isolated? Hero land? Okay. We'll put a port in there at the back of the queue. So the plan is to come in through here, enforce quickly, and then try and land, or take this land quickly, and then try and land them. I wish we could sway Austria. We can try and liberate Newfoundland again. I think if we want to do that, we need more navy. And we need to recruit an admiral. A secondary admiral. And now we are going to want a bigger navy as well. Probably up to 100 here. Let's do 105. I don't think we swapped the PM here. I think we swap it after this war, however this war ends. Yeah, you're antagonistic, I get it. We're gonna go for liberate Newfoundland. And we can't... I just don't understand why we can't conquer down here. Is that... It's not under return territory, is it? No? Let's try and liberate... No, we're just gonna go for Newfoundland, because we can occupy that. Even though... Well, we're gonna try and land on them. Oh, let's try for some big boy items. We have a lot coming in here. We should be pretty good in there. Duo going for... They're probably gonna fight. Mexico refuses protectorate. You go, you. Why don't we take a look at all of our bankrolls real quick? What we can do. Ensure he is defending the borders. You're defending the borders. We're gonna stop bankrolling you for now, because we're about to fight you anyways. I think you're defending the borders. Yep. Otherwise, we could protectorate. We're so close to protectorating you guys. We just need a little bit stronger military. Can just invite them to the customs union, so that's nice. And I think we're gonna put more military in the queue. Oh, we already have a ton more military in the queue. Alright. Yeah, unfortunate. I do think that they're gonna have a harder time because they have to land this. So once we break through here, it looks like we have allies here. We're just going to take one battle here, though. And then we're going to try and land on Newfoundland with, actually, let's try and land Newfoundland with that 17 stack. No, we can't because they're engaged in battle. Alright, we can use steam-powered thresher. We have really cheap labor though, so it looks like it's not profitable. Much better to just turn on automatic irrigation on the rest of the things. Let's do that for now. I think we're gonna need more engines then. I'll have him raid convoys here. Maybe he can get a cheeky battle off. Or it looks like... Let's land. Because it looks like, oh, we can't land. Or yeah, let's land with the 83 if we can, up here. It looks like Great Britain's gonna, or France is gonna take care of that. Don't say France never did anything useful. Now, who is right here? It was the 33 guy. We want the 33 guy over here, I think. Yeah. Pushing into Brazil. We're gonna slow down the speed as well. We'll just have him defend against landings. Ooh, but he can defend against landings over here in Zulu. Right? Yeah. Let's patrol coast in Zulu. Persia owes us an obligation. I don't think we can use it to protect them. Yeah, they're defending the borders. We'll just stick on in the event that they come off of defending the borders. Looks like France is going to handle that themselves. They're about to finish this battle here. Can't promote this guy again, unfortunately. Some of our convoys are getting sunk. That's how it goes. 33 is coming on over. This is going to be a little bit of a slow push, so maybe we have to land Argentina as well to enforce. Something to keep in mind. Maybe we can go speed 3, because we've been going speed 4. Really want to try and win this battle against Great Britain, or win this, like, thing. Motor industries are getting built up quite a bit. They, I think, are our tallest, so we'll just add a few more into the queue for them. We'll take a look at our infrastructure and see if we have problems. We don't. The auto queue is kind of aggressive about stamping out those. Alright, here's our battle. It's nice. We are against a relatively small force here, so we're just going to win comfortably. And hopefully have a lot to help with the landing. Ugh. It's a bit unfortunate. We are pushing in through here. Is that Gore Vidal? Oh, okay. I thought I said Gore Vidal. I was like, man. Oh, wait. Yeah, we're pushing into Argentina. Got it. Perfect. That's the important one. We are getting raided here. But I think if we defend Zulu, they won't be able to enforce because they actually want to annex Zulu. So I think I like this guy staying there, actually. And then we have to land Newfoundland at some point. If this is not successful, I think we land Newfoundland. If this landing doesn't work out. Looks like France is trying to land as well, but here's the kicker. We have this huge negative modifier from the difficult landing. And we're gonna get clapped here, even though they don't have a general. And they have worse PMs. But it seems like you get 2 fights for each landing, and the second one's a little bit more advantageous. So we're gonna stick on that. We are pushing into Argentina. I think do we have their capital? Yeah, they've taken a ton of casualties, so they kind of want to throw in the towel here. Brazil's not taking as many. Now we're annexing them, so we'll just move this 67 on over to Brazil when we finish up. Yikes. Well, these guys are also pushing out them, which I think leaves us an opportunity. This may be dangerous in case they land Zulu, but... So we're going to lose this first battle here. Can we not decay you below 0? We cannot. Until we control Buenos Aires, it seems. France is up on this front too, though, so we can move the 67 somewhere else. We're going to lose this first battle here pretty soon. Why don't we go to government construction and move these steel mills kind of to the back of the queue, so we finish at these barracks in a more timely fashion. I think we're fine with the 67 pushing into Argentina and trying to enforce on them faster, though, because we really don't want to lose the Argentina part of this. Looks like our landing just fails, which is a bit unfortunate. I think we will go here. Rio de Janeiro, I think, is their capital. It is the capital, so we will land Brazil's capital to try and make sure that we get what we want from them. And it looks like we're starting to take a toll on their navy here a bit. No, maybe not. They just have a ton of small units, though. I'm glad it already has us trending towards them. I hope they ask for our help. We are planning on helping them. Of course, we cannot just... Oh, fuck. Didn't want this. Well, Zulu's actually clapping that, but... I think we'll switch to defending the 15 stack here once we land on Newfoundland. Or the 15 Navy will patrol this coast. Return Arizona and California. Yeah, kind of keen on helping Mexico out here. We could just... I want them to ask us and offer us an well, do we have an obligation? Let's see what we got going on. Considering we're going to protectorate them at some point, I think. Oh, the UK's on this. I don't know if we can do this with the UK. On here. Yeah. Okay, sorry. Just kidding. I don't want to double down in another super long war. Russia sides with Mexico. Well, that changes things a little bit. I would love them to offer us something. So we'll try and keep an eye on this and make a decision closer to... I don't think they're going to back down now that Russia's in, because they're just uncertain. And so we'll see if maybe we can come in on that. We successfully land Newfoundland. We're getting a push on. We annex Argentina. Cool. We will patrol the coast of Zulu now. And I think our 67, or he's gotten promotion a bit. We'll move him over here. We'll take a look at this. and the US just instantly gets Buenos Aires a colony. But we can't colonize them? Why can... That's stupid. So they colonize Buenos Aires immediately because there's no more Argentinian claim, but we can't colonize there. Because Chile. Oh, we already have a colony there? Okay, fair, I guess. Yeah, okay. So they're gonna get this little... Maybe we should have just let them finish their business. I don't know. We'll also get pretty quick... It'll just be a tiny snippet of land. A little bit annoying, though. Can't incorporate when a colony is building, but we can incorporate some of this other stuff. And it'll be just 5 years. Just gonna incorporate all of it. That we can, at least. Probably get this landing off and then enforce on Brazil. Brazil already wants out. Can they decay us below 0? They can decay us below 0. This is so stupid because they don't occupy Zululand. So we're gonna lose access here because of this. We're gonna try and get into the ocean, I guess. This way. Looks like we will enforce soon on them, on Brazil. How much are you decaying? 3 to exhaustion. If we mobilize conscripts, we'll have a bunch more available, though. What do you want? Oh. Somehow this battle still continues despite the war being over between them, us and them. Are we decaying faster than them? No. And so the question is, should we land them? We'll lose a ton of troops if we land them is the biggest thing. Right? And they have much larger mobilization because they have conscripts. We don't have conscripts. Our conscripts have booty PMs. So I don't think we want the conscripts. If we activate the conscripts, though, I think we get less decay because they have 760 available. We have a much larger percentage of ours, like, wrecked. I think we raid the convoys, though, if we're not going to land them. What do you want? Zululand for free? No, I don't think so. They are decaying faster than us. But we can't we can't enforce them below 0 now. Because we added the British Raws stuff because we felt like we wanted to land them. And now I feel like we can't. Bollocks. Oh, we didn't keep a close enough eye on this war. We maybe wanted to join in there. Well, we're gonna occupy all of Zululand though. But we can't enforce them below 0. Unless we get a piece of the capital. mean, we're just gonna push in there, but I think we maybe have to go for some land. And maybe we have to activate some conscripts. Just because of how war score works. And they have booty PMs. Oh, we can just activate the Beijing ones and they'll just sit there, right? Yeah. We can activate these guys and they'll just sit there. We're just gonna activate everywhere else that isn't the capital, and they'll just sit at home. And so we won't get them slaughtered. Instead, labor will just be more expensive in these areas, which is fine. And this will buy us a little more time, I think. Because now we have 475k available. So we'll decay slower now. Okay. Make sure everything is on yet. And if we have any military... I think that we want to... maybe go here. Oh, we definitely want to swap these over. Don't think we... yeah, can't do those yet. Oh, what am I doing? I'm gonna use the button. And Castile's just using more labor-saving PMs than everywhere else, which is the difference between them and other countries or other states, whatever. These out. Sad to see France out of it. Now the problem is we can't enforce that below 0 here. But they will take a white piece, so at the very least we're not losing Zululand. Which is definitely a plus. Let's move these guys over here. And we are decaying slower now that we've put in all those mobilizations, but that's costing us a lot more money. Now, if our Highlands fails, if this landing fails, I think we just have to white piece out. If it succeeds, I think we could actually push them. Battle's still got to finish. Where is our landing? So we're going to start decaying below 0 here. Even though they have a faster decay than us. Ooh, they don't have a faster decay than us. I think we just have to white peace now while we can. Frustrating, frustrating, frustrating. But we don't lose Zululand, so this is kind of fine. And we got the main goal of annexing Argentina, right? And also, like, I mean, we are kneecapping them slowly. I think that they are losing more out of these wars than we are. We can go for Tripolitania here. Does the US have, or UK have an interest in the region? They do. Well... so it's just continuously fight the UK for forever, this run is? We have some government admins in the front of the queue to solve problems. I think we've built up some more. Alright, we're gonna swap this over now. Man, I don't know what we're supposed to do here. Try and fix all this. I think we gonna use... no, let's not use rail transport there. Let's automatic irrigation everything, though. We've been slowly turning these up. That is bugged. You should be able to have private, but whatever. Labor's already really cheap, SOL is kind of rising. Oh, what do we do here? I mean, we want to declare another war so France doesn't declare war and pull us in. Actually, maybe we're just like, okay, decaying. Maybe we just want to like annex these boyos. Probably would rather annex Tripoli. Let's annex these guys. Let's put this guy on that front. He's more than enough. Expecting the UK to stick their finger in our pie again. Papal States is part of this, so we're actually going to add war reps from them. Expecting Great Britain to join against us. Actually, maybe they don't because they're involved in this, so we just get like a nice little war off. And then we can start colonizing into here a little bit. Our research for malaria prevention is probably going to pay off here. This is annoying, but what can you do? I think we want to invite you back to the customs union, use the obligation, and start bankrolling you again. Let's check our bankrolls. Still defending the borders. Still defending. Still defending the borders. You would, but you can't because you're at war. Unfortunate. We should be in that war. I think that was a mistake. Small mistake, though. I think it was barely a mistake. We have a truce. We're about to have a customs union, though, again. Springtime of the people. I think we're fine with that. Order is restored to the customs union. All hail the enormous customs union. Yeah, migration attraction must be real high here. So it is. So we have space in the queue now. I think we're gonna try and get economies of scale throughput bonuses in some places. We're really trying to turn them up a little bit. I think we have a big enough military. For once, the UK does not join against us. Magical. I think the 44 stack will be enough to enforce on the Papal States. If this war even pops off. I think it probably doesn't pop off as well. Why don't we get to 1K construction before the end here, though. Struggling with the UK. Could increase taxes a little bit. I think we're still hyper legitimate, and we will look to decrease taxes. Yeah, we still have max legitimacy. Can also pull in like one of these types of things, but I don't think that's necessary. As always, they're defending the borders. They're in the customs union, which is what we want. Solidarity is deactivated. Unfortunate. We might try and pass a law just to reactivate it. We would need to do a law that the trade unionists support. Don't really hate protected speech. Of course, we can't suppress or bolster if we do that. Private health insurance the trade unions would dislike. That's a little unfortunate. Alright, we get the war. Notably, no UK in this war. We will land with the 44 stack, and we will raid the convoys with this guy. Should be a pretty quick little bit. Should run over them quite easily. Hopefully, Mexico. Well, Mexico's probably gonna have to return Arizona, California, and then we'll be able to puppet them. But then the United States will have gotten most of the juice at that point. We really should have been on that war to save California. It's unfortunate, but I'm fine with there being a radical in charge of them. Makes us easier for us to have a coherent government. We're over 1K construction. And I think I'm going to call it an episode here. This episode has just been struggle busing versus the UK. Man, oh man, is this rough? But I think it's good. It's a more fun play experience. Like the AI seems a lot stronger, and also the way that it's harder to game the AI in terms of enforcement. And so this has been nice. You know, we annexed Argentina and Venezuela. So we should be coming up and being a lot stronger now, especially once 5 years pass and we reap the benefits of all those incorporations. The economy is cranking up. And we should be passing up the UK. I think that in terms of, you know, where we're going next with the tech, next episode we're going to have pop off with malaria prevention, I think. But also, I think we go breach floating artillery and get ready for a bigger conflict with the UK that we can maybe win and start moving towards landing craft. Because I think if we have landing craft, we can land them. And we could maybe even go for trench. And normally I'd just like be kind of tend towards more of this stuff. We could also expand to some degree. Wow, we're still losing a ton of money. We can also expand to some degree, what is it, our research rate by expanding the unis. We'll see what we need to do. Anyways, hope you enjoyed. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and have a good one.